This tutorial is designed to help you get the most out of your Google Analytics activity overview. This is a custom report that we've created using tools within Google Analytics to give you a quick update on what's been happening on your website over the prior 30 days. First of all, let's take a look at the left side of this. On the left side, you'll see a number of basic statistics on your site. While we track hundreds of different pieces of information, these are the ones that give the best general idea of whether activity on your site is improving or not. Here are the highlights from the left side. The first piece of data is number of total visits. A visit is what happens when a person comes to look at your website. That person may view one page of your site or many. Either way, one person viewing your website at one time equals one visit. Let's say someone named Sally finds your website and drops by for a visit on Monday. Furthermore, let's say Sally likes your site so much she comes back to your website on Tuesday. That counts as 2 visits. Typically, we want to see this number going up. The next piece of data is number of total unique visitors. This number represents how many people have visited your site regardless of how many times they've visited the site. Let's take the example I just used. When Sally visited your site on Monday, and then again on Tuesday, remember how that counted as 2 visits? However, it was only one unique visitor, namely Sally. Google may not know that the visitor was named Sally or know anything about her. Google probably doesn't even know if it's a man or a woman. But it has used the numeric identification of Sally's internet connection, something called an IP number, to make an educated guess that Sally's visits are coming from the same person. The number isn't a perfect measurement, but it's pretty good. Usually we want to see this number going up as well. Next on our left column is total number of page views. We'll continue with the example that we started above. When Sally came to the website on Monday, she didn't have much time. She looked at the home page, bookmarked the site, and decided to come back when she did have more time. That was one visit and one page view, namely the home page. On Tuesday, when Sally returned, she had some more time. She looked at your home page again, then she read your About page, and then she sent you a message from your Contact page. That means Sally looked at 3 different pages, and so her one visit was equal to 3 page views. Just like the previous numbers, we always would like to see this number increasing. Underneath total number of page views is the average number of pages per visit. When Sally visited on Monday, she looked at 1 page. When she visited on Tuesday, she looked at 3 pages. So in total, Sally visited 2 times and looked at 4 pages. That means Sally's average number of pages per visit was 2. This number averages out the total number of page views for all your visitors over time. We'd also like to see this number going up, but this one can be a little bit more complicated. For example, if you do a major television ad to drive people to your website, it might drive this number down temporarily, since many of the people drawn in by mass advertising are not really your target customer anyway. Finally, we have something called a bounce rate. Sally sent a link to your website to her friend Norman because she thought it would be interesting to him. Norman used the link to visit your site, but Sally was wrong. He decided there was nothing there that interested him, so he left after taking a quick look at the home page. Norman's visit was logged as a bounce because he only looked at 1 page and left. The percentage of visitors who do that make up the bounce rate. This number is the one number on the column that we'd like to see going down. Overall, the lower this number, the better you're attracting the type of visitor who is interested in what you have to offer. On the right side of the report, you'll see a pie chart at the top that will give you a good idea of how many of the people who visit your site have visited it before. In this case, 32% of visitors have been to your site before. In general, we'd like to see a good mix between new and returning visitors. If you have nothing but new visitors, it means your site isn't interesting enough for people to return to. But if you're showing up well in search results, a lot of the visits should be new visitors. The best way to view this metric is to keep track of it over time and notice any weird trends that might alert you to problems. For example, if your new visitors drop dramatically, it might indicate that you are doing worse in search engine results. Underneath the visits by visitor type pie chart is a graph of the total visits to your site over the time period covered by the report, which is typically 30 days. This is a great way to see trends as to when people are most likely to visit your site. For example, let's say you do an email newsletter every Tuesday. If you don't see any increased traffic on Tuesday, it might indicate that you need to make your newsletter more interesting or send it to a different group of people. You can look for those types of trends with the last two graphics, average visits duration and bounce rate. Usually these are good to compare with your timeline of total visits to look for interesting trends that can help you refine your marketing efforts. These figures are some of the key measurements of the activity on your website. By spending about 5 to 10 minutes a month reviewing your website's activity, you'll develop a much better sense of what types of internet marketing work and what types of marketing don't work for your business.